Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents The Flavor of Love Kickback Season 2, Episode 5. All Real is done, and now I get to talk about it. It's me, your host, Chappell, and of course, I cannot talk about it without the return of Chantele. Chantele, welcome
I'm
back.
back, baby. I'm
Chantele is in the
obviously.
motherfucking house.
I mean, I think though I'm gonna have to get some props for the fact that, like, I think I called out Buck Wild, right? I kind of was like, I don't know if she's like that all the time, because we did have a lot of discussions about that, and we will discuss more about how the fact that she is a chameleon, and so she's not really like that, it seems. And then also the fact that I thought that someone from season 1 might be making an appearance, and this is true. So this happened. So I'm 2 for 2 for last episode, or this episode, anyways.
You are. I was really hoping this would be a bigger surprise for all those listening. Y'all know we've been trying to keep Chantele from being spoiled, but some people are being a little loosey-goosey with the lips and may have revealed the return of New York was coming.
Now, okay, was coming. So the way that it happened with my friend, she hadn't ever seen season 2 at all. So when she says, like, oh, like, New York's coming back, she was just kind of saying it as like a blanket statement, as like she knows that she's coming back at some point, and she was thinking that it was at like the first episode she was back. And so it wasn't actually spoiled that it was the episode that I was on. So that was fine. I still got slightly surprised.
Yeah, no, that was my when you text me that you knew New York was coming back. I was like, dang, like that was the big shock of the episode, that we're gonna get New York. She is the old friend that I was alluding to, not so much the other friends that we met in this episode. But before we get into all of that, first of all, thank you for all the people in the chat who are here watching us live, or the people who are catching us on YouTube after the fact. Shout out to all of y'all. I see y'all in the chat. The people on Twitch, I see you as well, RHAP fan. And then, of course, the people who are subscribed to the podcast, the audio version, recapkickback.com/subscribe to keep up with our Flavor of Love recaps. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you get to see our beautiful faces as we talk about this group of women that we're left with now. Again, we love to start with this photo of our original crew, but like, let's not bury the lead too much. Chantele, by the end of this episode, we will see the return of the HBIC, as she calls herself so lovingly. Tiffany Pollard will be back. Like you said, you did kind of call it, but are you excited to have New York back?
Well, when she walks in and just tongues that man down, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for her to be back. Because these other women, yes, there's a little bit of fighting and what's the word I want?
Animosity?
Animosity. I'm like going to say animosity, correct? That's already happening within the house. But then when she comes in, who's already had a connection with him, already knows him, already knows how to get to the end of the game, I think that she's going to bring out a lot of... and I kind of wish that that was still there, because I think that her and New York would kind of butt heads as well.
Well, Chantele, you're presenting this as if New York is about to be in the competition, and New York we've been told that New York is coming in to help Flav with the next elimination. But I'll push back a little bit. I will say that in this episode, the women, it's been a week. We found out that it's only been a week.
8 days.
It has been 8 days. And these women are at each other's throats, Chantele. I'm sorry. Like, it's kind of like we thought there was kind of some beef going on. You know, the toasty stuff was interesting. But it really did feel like they sat down, they kind of got comfortable, and now they're like, all right, let's get at it. Because all the fights in this episode were so good.
Fights were really good this episode, absolutely. And like so many famous people, that like it was a heavy hitter of an episode. And I don't know if it's just the fact that everybody's so likable or they're just new characters to me, but like I want to be friends with everybody. I'm like, I kind of want to be cool with them. I want to be hanging out with them. I kind of want to be in the house with them. Do you have that feeling too?
Well, I mean, I definitely want to be in the house with them. But Chantele, I really agree with you. I think this cast, they're probably meaner, as a whole. However, they do seem like a lot of fun. In this episode, we will get a pool party with some of Flav's friends, and we will see how the women kind of get down and when they're loosening up and not trying to impress Flav so much. So we start the episode with Boots telling us that now that everybody's getting settled in, we're sick of each other already. Let's talk about it. And so Like That comes out immediately and says, for real though, I just gotta ask you a mad question. Something's been stressing my head for a hot minute. Your shit is just like this here. Your shit is just like buck wild. That's you for real. Like, that's your raising in the whole nine. Like that's your shit. And poor Buck Wild. I would say this. Buck Wild is like, yeah, that's me. This is me. I promise. And like that's like, I don't believe you. Like, there's nothing she can say.
Well, she, I think, personified code switching. Like, because she was talking about, like, oh, when I'm with, like, my Indian friends at work, and when I'm with my this friends and with this friends, she's, like, literally code switching. So, has she code switched to, like, emotics? Like, like, what?
It like that's defense. She's saying, like, I just have never met a white woman that is, in her words, stone cold black as you were presenting yourself, Buck Wild. But Buck Wild says she's just being her. Now, Like That doesn't quite believe this Miss Whitey Blackie act. I don't know why she called it that.
I understand her issues here. Like, because you think that the mask is going to drop sometimes, you know what I mean? And I think though I do want to see what she's like with a group of, we'll just say, white women that don't have any sort of black or hip hop, any kind of influence in that way, to see how she actually acts. You know what I mean? And we always want to see what she's like with her family.
Right, yeah. I know in The Bachelor, they do the hometown visits. Flavor of Love, they don't do a hometown visit in season 1. They did what they brought the parents to the mansion. But I would love to see a hometown visit. You know what I'm saying?
They're keeping her for that, right? They're keeping her so we can
like you gotta have the reveal. Right. Like that's like the obvious choice is like we gotta make sure that we're at least bringing. It's kind of like when we met Pumpkin's mom, right? Pumpkin's mom came in and she was like a clone of Pumpkin. And it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense. Hoops' mom was like, okay, cool. But then you meet New York's mom, you're like, okay, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the, like, you know, you kind of like, all right, we see the apple and the tree, you know, that kind of thing. But wow, I kind of need to see the apple and the tree. Like, I need to see them next to each other. Yeah,
I do. I just like I'll die of laughter if like her family is like that as well. Not like that, but like Buck Wild. Like that would be crazy. And what if she's actually like? What if she's an Octoroon? Like, what if she is a part, like a like
the Golden Bachelor? Yeah, like the Golden Bachelor. And like,
or like, what's his name that just had that big hit? Well, he's actually half and half, but he looks very light skinned.
You're talking about Tariq from the
no, I'm talking about baseball. Well, he's like I didn't know that I thought he was an Octoroon, and then his dad is like full black, like black, and I was like, I was shocked.
Sometimes people just be light skinned, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Buck Wild is white. You know, that is all.
No drop.
Yeah. Mel Hooker said, "Put Buck Wild on Selling Sunset." Yeah, I would love to see if Buck Wild can truly code, like anyway, we'll get to the code switching. Because there's somebody else on everyone's nerves. It's Like That. At breakfast, you can tell these people are sick of each other. Like That is getting on their nerves, especially Bucky. We get a lot of confessionals from Bucky in this episode, but one of them, she says, Like That is drinking out of the gallon of milk. She's burping in front of everybody. And it's the fact that she's from New York. And a lot of people from New York are very, very nasty, Bucky says.
That's like...
Why would you say this?
I don't know why you would say this. Now, I would say that drinking milk, especially from like a jug, I don't like milk in general, but like milk from the jug is even more gross. Like just like milk backwash is like even more revolting than any other kinds of backwash. But like, so I wouldn't be like, unless she's claiming the rest to be her own, but even still, just to be drinking it out, like, I don't know. I do find it a little bit, I'd be a little bit offended, be like, can you just put it in a glass? Like, is it that hard? And the burping, it's just a little bit rude. Like, just to be like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like, no, like, oh, like concealing it, like, you know, or like leave the room, or like, you know, I don't know. It is a little bit crass, we'll say, or a little bit like, Yeah, I guess crass is the word, right?
Like that's not gonna code switch for anybody. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know, I know Buck Wild is her whole thing is that she's being real, she's being herself, but like, you know, I don't think it gets any realer than like that probably. So they get a flavogram and it says that Flav's oldest, dopest, and realest friends are coming to the party. And the women have to pitch in and hooking up the party. Bucky's locked in. She watched season 1, so she knows this could be the old folks, this could be the young folks, this could be anybody. I think even Delicious was like, hey, we're expecting the worst of the worst. I like that they had done their research. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that it wasn't like, and don't get me wrong, had season 1 not happened, you probably don't get any of these women for season 1. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they watched season 1 and they actually cared about the show enough to remember they're like, all right, there might be some shenanigans here. But the shenanigans is really that they have to set up for the party. And while they're doing that, we get some more drama because Delicious is missing and Bucky goes to see why. It turns out she's having like a hair issue. I think she was saying like her hair wouldn't dry and then she couldn't figure out her earrings. But the other women didn't like this.
Well, what else are they doing? Right? Like, okay, yeah, she's drying her hair and she's getting ready for the party. But like, you're on a TV show for the affections of Flava Flav. You're there for 8 days and there's a task for you all to do. Like, I'd be excited to have a task to do. So the fact that she kind of wants to step out and like not participate and then kind of take credit for it. Like, even if they don't say like, oh, we did this, she didn't. Like, she's kind of collectively taking credit for stuff that she's not contributing to. And so I'd be kind of irritated that like she's not wanting to be involved. So I'm with the other women.
Yeah, this did not go unnoticed by them on the outside. They say, like, I think like that's like some of these women are just being sedity and they don't want to get their hands dirty. Buck Wild runs this information upstairs to the other women, like, hey, they mad at y'all because y'all not helping. And Bucky has an issue with this. She says, don't nobody need to be mad. It ain't that serious. But like that says, I'm mad and it is that serious for me. And so we get some cutting confessionals from Bucky. She like, fat ass like that. Came over here mad at me with a get over it with your fat ass. I don't care. You know, I'm like, y'all, we gonna watch this show back and then go. There's gonna be a reunion. Do y'all want to have a fist fight? They want another fight. They must.
Or do they want like that to sit on them? Like, you know,
like to sit on them. You know, like we
sit on them, spit on them, burp on them. Like,
right. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just trying to make a TV moment. Maybe being a little bit difficult. They're gonna get some camera time. Maybe.
I think these women are. For lack of a better word, I think a lot of these women are just being themselves. You know, like the camera comes on and they're not thinking of their perception for TV. I think that like that does not care what the camera
like
on
that
her.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, and I think that when they're in confessional talking shit, I think they're just talking shit.
But no, okay, I agree with both of that. But to not want to participate and get their hands dirty, like I can see them also not doing that because they don't want to be seen cleaning on camera. You know what I mean? They just might not want to be like they might be protecting their image a little bit in how they're coming across. Maybe.
Yeah, and then like it's Delicious and Bucky. I think that of the women who need to be concerned about Flav being mad at them, I don't think those two women
good.
are like.
Like
I think they got a little wiggle room. Yeah. So Flav shows up in a money robe and he tells the girls he liked what they did with the decor. And it's not the old folks, but it's the new folks this time. Buck Wild says she thought that Snoop Dogg was gonna walk in because she always expects Snoop Dogg to walk into her home.
Why does she expect this? Like
in real life.
Do you think that she smokes weed?
Buck Wild probably. She
Or is she like that doesn't because she's afraid that she'd like, you know, lose it a little
lose
bit.
her facade. Yeah,
exactly. She might act
let
like
her guard
herself
down.
Exactly.
No, I have to believe that she, you know, maybe, you know, whatever. I think that maybe, but you know, just even that, right? Like I know a lot of the critique Buck Wild gets is, you know, that maybe this is rehearsed, but that definitely felt like a joke. You know, like there's no way, right? She really feels like Snoop Dogg is gonna walk into her home, but it is playing into the idea that, you know, like what white woman from Inland Empire is sitting around thinking Snoop Dogg gonna walk in at any given time, like, you know. So interesting look for her. I think Boots said she thought it might be some crackheads. She's still suspicious of the other stuff going on. Big episode for Boots too. We'll get to her, but when Flav opens the door, it is some certified 2000s celebrities, I'll say, because we got G Unit.
But was Curtis there? Where's Curtis?
Like, 50 was not. We cannot afford 50. we cannot afford 50 cents. No, not happening. But yes, we had G Unit, the Yin Yang Twins, DJ Quick, 3-6 Mafia.
Yin Yang Twins, do they sing the Booty Booty song? Like, I wasn't actually, I just have heard of them. I just didn't know if those were correlated or not, actually. Okay.
Well, Miss New Booty is by Bubba Sparks, but the Yin Yang Twins are the featured artists on there for sure. Gotcha. And then Honey Kid List points out that Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg were really good friends. That is true. Only one of them,
but it was only after she went to jail. So
right, but Snoop Dogg famously not been to jail. So but yes, so we have the big celebrities. I got a few pictures of them. There's DJ Quick right there. The Yin Yang Twins, 3-6 Mafia. Good look for this crowd of celebrities. And Bishop Magic Don Juan.
Who is that? Was he just like a person, like a man of the town, like at that time? Like,
yeah, he was like a hip hop personality. Like he's technically a preacher. That's why they call him Bishop. But he's more like a pimp that like worked his way into the into the hip hop scene. But it was went away from the Lord into it's a bad, but I'm not shocked that he's here. These are definitely celebrities of the times. And Flav tells his guys to find out who is here for Flav. Now, this is very interesting to me because these rappers have seen season 1. And they talk to Flav like, next time you do this, we gotta be in, because they've probably seen all the attractive women that were in season 1 and thought, oh, Flav can't pick them all. Why not? And so this time I would say that these women were ready for this. This is what they signed up for. These women, they knew that there could be fame coming from this. They get to meet famous people. Yeah, they were hype.
And they were ready to entertain.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, the entertaining was so funny. So immediately the women are dancing, right? I'm assuming there was music playing at some point because all you see is this. I saw Crazy drop it like it's hot. I saw we've seen so much of Boots twerking, and she says nothing is more entertaining than her booty dance. So how did you feel about watching Boots stand up on the table and just start shaking her ass for everybody?
Okay, well, remember I told you that I was a go-go dancer, so I'm not against getting up on a table and dancing, but I'm wondering though if it was the right venue with like all the guy friends, and if you're trying to be there for one guy, I don't know how well it would bode with the guy that I'm seeing to be shaking my ass for somebody else. So I kind of mixed feelings about it, just because like I could see Flav feeling a type of way.
Well, Flav actually was watching from a distance, and he didn't really have a huge issue with it. I think he knew kind of what time it was on. He knows these are very rambunctious girls compared to last week. Like, there's no world where you could have seen Hoops doing this, New York doing this, maybe Pumpkin, but they wouldn't have amounted to nothing. Like, she didn't have that in her. But like Smiley, none of them are going to be able to pull off something like this.
Wasn't Smiley?
Maybe Smiley. Yeah. Maybe Smiley. But like, could you see Hottie twerking? Like, probably not.
No, she just be like bouncing her boobs.
Yeah, and blinking a lot. Now, had this group walked in on Hottie's like seeing dollar signs, okay?
Oh my God, she might be taking people to the back.
Yeah, she knows what to do. So Flav is like, he's happy with the entertainment that the guys are getting, but Crazy is not. She says Boots is bent over backwards, and every time you meet a man, you don't have to show your ass and your coochie.
She's got a point. I don't mind the dancing, but like, sometimes you want to save something for your man, Mm-hmm. So she could have been a little bit more reserved, a little bit.
The Yin Yang Twins even offer Boots a role in their music video, and we get like a caption of Flavlations to kind of translate the conversation between the rappers from the Yin Yang Twins and Boots. And it kind of goes like this. Basically, Boots, would you be in my music video? But Flavlation says, because he's trying to have sex with you. Boots wisely says, no. Although I would love to be in a music video, I am here for Flav. How do you feel about the way Boots handled this?
I thought it was pretty good. I think she was tempted. I think she was tempted big time. But she stuck to the plan, and she said the right thing. I think that she knows that everything that's being said is going to go back to Flav. And if it looks like her dancing was just for her to get, a role or a gig dancing for these guys, it wouldn't look good on her. And she could take her out of the competition, which is a better gig.
See, my thing is, if she turns this down now, she's on TV. If the man really wants you for either your body or
get you,
he can always contact you. He can always get in contact with you after this.
Find anyone.
Yeah, like you will be fine. If it's look, we've seen enough of her ass shaking through 5 episodes to where if she wants to stop shaking ass, she gonna get it. So I thought that was
and
very.
I think also if they really do want her, like you're saying, she like after the show, like she could win the show, all that stuff. She could even pursue them, and he knows that she's interested. So I think it was good that she was like, I would love to, but I'm here for different reasons right now. And I think she's basically like, call me after.
Right. So, and I think this is very cool for it to be such an early moment in reality TV. This is like 05, 06, or 07. Like, this is still early on where people fall for this all the time still. Like on shows like The Bachelor and stuff like that, they're like passing out their headshots and stuff like that. Like, Boots knew even then to be like, nah, I kind of see through whatever this could be. And a lot of the women did, but they were turning up. Like That was next. And she even dives into the pool because she's like, she got to represent for the big girls. What'd you think about Like That diving into the pool fully dressed?
It was a little bit try-hardy, a
little bit.
I just trying to get some attention on her, because she's aesthetically maybe not the taste of the other men that are there. She wanted to do something where she stood out, so I get that appeal to want to do something outlandish, but to me it just kind of looked like a little younger sister that's just trying to like get noticed, and like nobody actually cared.
I think it's far more entertaining if she is to go and switch into a bathing suit. I think that, to me, like, that would have been the move. Like, okay, you want me to get in the pool? Bet. Like, if she's not ashamed of her body or anything of that nature, and she's about to get wet anyway, go slip into something a little bit more comfortable and then get in the water. Like, maybe that'll be the moment you're looking for. But diving in fully dressed, like from head to toe, in a jacket, like she was fully dressed.
Nobody really looks good wet in clothes.
Right, exactly. I was like, I think you kind of
unless it's like kind of flowy or something, but like wet clothes, wet hair, like I don't think it looks good. So yeah. I think it defeated the purpose other than having some attention.
Right. Now, someone who is not struggling to get any attention is Nibbles. She says all the rest of the men are the women are with these men, these rappers or whatever, but like no one's giving any attention to the entourage. And so she finds a nice guy with a big old belly, she says, and she shows him some attention. What do you think about the move from Nibbles to kind of go to the background characters a little bit?
I think that's smart because they have an opinion as well. It's, don't they say like if you're going if you're trying to date, if like two guys are going out and they're like looking for girls, you go and talk to like the less attractive girl first, because like the pretty girl always gets the attention, and so like it would kind of help the dynamic. So I think this was a good play on her part. They're gonna have something to say. They're gonna be like, oh my god, yeah, Nibbles was so great, like she was so fun, she made me feel so loved, or whatever. I thought it was a smart play. Don't go after everybody's going after.
He smacks her on the butt. And also to your point, Chantele, I would say this: by going after some of the rappers, you could look like you're going after a rapper. I think that you don't want to be the person who was all over Lloyd Banks or the Yin Yang Twins the whole time, to where it looks like your goal is to be noticed by them.
Mhm.
Whereas like now you can go and say, oh, I wasn't even with the stars, you know, like
Yeah,
that's not
I was just having a good time with everybody. Like
yeah,
I'm not thirsty like that.
exactly.
I think it's a good play.
I think it's a good move. Now that we're talking it through, I'm like, okay, Nibbles, you get the fishy, you know. but
You know what though, Nibbles? I think Nibbles might dance in real life because that I think
what
is
she said,
big,
internet.
no, but like in person, because
Mm,
that's kind of the move though, right? Is that like you go for the guy at the strip club that's doesn't get all the attention because like they want the attention
I
too,
appreciate it.
and like they might, give us some dollars for getting some of that lovin'. So
Yeah. Look, we're all family here. I've been to a strip club once or twice. And
that's it.
I who counts, right? But but my thing is that I can't go that much because I am a target. I am the guy who believes that he can save the strippers from this life that they didn't want. Now, mind you, they could be trained dancers, and I'm still like, but I can take you out of here. I cannot. I can't. But I am the mark that they're looking for.
Really?
Like they come and they like I'm asking like hard hitting questions like, so you're in school? Are you paying your way through college? And it's like, and
no,
the
I
wallet
just
just
like this.
I'm like, oh, like because if you're paying your way through college, I can, like I'm like man, like, so I have to stop, okay? That's why once or twice.
Now I'm a girly. So when I lived in Montreal, one of the bars that I worked at was right beside a strip club, and there's tons of strip clubs in Montreal, and so we would go there on like our breaks, just like, oh, we'll just go for a drink, and so we're friends with all the strippers, and like it was like actually like a bar for us. So like I wasn't paying anybody's way through college and helping them get out of this life. We were just chilling and hanging out.
One time I'll tell this story because it has nothing to do with Flavor of Love, but y'all are here. So one time me and my friends went to a club. I won't say strip club, but it was a club, and it was a long night. And then we had class that I guess I want to say maybe like either the next day or maybe after the weekend. I don't remember. But we're in class, and this woman in front of me turns around and says, "I saw y'all at the strip club," and I was like. And my first thought, stupid, opened his mouth and said, "Were you on the clock?" And she goes, "No, fool. I was just at the strip club." I was like, needless to say,
you guys became friends.
Tough day in class. I'll just say that. Okay. Moving on.
Oh, I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
Montreal days, because you're saying it was Flav that had like a money jacket on, and I think I mentioned my money boa. So this was a party that I threw.
Oh, that's
and
good.
You can see like it was a money boa, and there's also like a cutout of me behind.
Yes.
So isn't that cool though, money boa?
Come on, big hoops.
Hoops.
Yeah, this hoops is crazy.
Anyways, I wanted to show you that back in the day.
So Nibbles tried something bold, and she's doing what she does best. She's like, I know how to shake my booty, and so that's what I'm gonna do. He does smack her on the butt a little bit, and she shuts it down. Again, another person who was pretty tapped in on like, hey, this is not for you, it's for Flav. And so I believe Bucky sees this, and in confessional, she says that Nibbles will have sex with anybody. What the hell is that? You're a stripper, save it for the internet.
I mean, I was surprised that I'm assuming that she brought out the nibbles because it was blurred out.
Oh yeah, no, she popped out a nibble at one point, and I saw Flavor Flav's face on top of it. So they definitely I think at that point she had gone too far, right? Like I think the dancing is one thing, but you popping out a nipple.
Well, considering what happens after she was clearly blackout, right?
Because otherwise,
do you barf like that when you're not blackout? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. Bishop Don Magic Wand says, "Oh, they call you nipples," and she goes, "Nibbles," and he goes, "Well, why do they call you nipples?" And she goes, "Nibbles." He goes, "Well, if they call you nipples, you got to show us your nipples." And she kind of, wavers a little bit, and then she succumbs to the peer pressure. And Flav sees it from a distance, like nipples. But from there, we find out how drunk she really is. And she finds herself face down in the toilet, throwing up with Like That there to comfort her. Chantele, have you ever been that drunk? Not to be doing what Nibbles did, but to be throwing up like that.
No, I don't think. Oh, wait, haven't I told you this one story?
Go on.
I must have told you this story before.
Perhaps.
Okay, I don't even know if I should tell it on live.
Well, I just told my stripper story, so I'm just
okay, fine. So me and my best friend at the time, we went to Vegas. My dad lives there, as we know. And so he got us like a hotel room. And so we were staying, I think, at like Harrah's. And so, you know, like at any sort of casino, if you are playing, you get to drink for free. And so we were playing like the the 25-cent slots, but then we'd get trays of Jägermeister and like tip them $10, get another tray, tip them So we had a lot of Jägermeister. And so we went to Spearmint Rhino, actually. We did go to Spearmint Rhino. And then we went to some other party. We picked up this guy and we're going to go to another party, but we wanted to get more cash from our hotel room. So my best friend was sitting in the front seat. I'm sitting in the back seat. This new guy is sitting like behind the driver. And we're driving. We get to the hotel and my friend has like the visor down so we can kind of communicate through the mirror. And I hiccup. And I go, and I barked all over myself. And she's looking at me. She's like, I'm like, and so we pull up to the hotel. I'm like, oh my God. So I get out of the car. I run upstairs to our room. I change, I shower, I get the money, I brush my teeth, I come back down, and the taxi driver is like irritated. He's like, calling the police. You got to pay for my dry cleaning. He was so mad. The other guy that was in the back, he dipped. And I don't know what came over me, but I was like, my daddy owns this city.
Yes.
My daddy owns this place. Go find my daddy if you want to talk to me. And like, I went just like ballistic.
Yes.
Like, I don't know where it came from.
Full carriage, Chantele. Yes.
The cops were like, you know what? It's okay, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am. You just go inside. And so me and my best friend didn't pay for the taxi. We didn't pay for the barf bill. And like we ran back into the hotel, never to be seen again by that damn taxi driver.
Women don't have a lot of privileges in this world, but I would say that few men could get away with that. Like in Vegas, a man probably gets beat up and thrown into the desert, never to be seen again.
That was probably maybe even around this time. No, maybe a little bit earlier, like 2003, maybe, or 2002. It was pretty early.
Yeah. I would have ended up like a distant memory had that happened to me in Vegas. Those people are scary out there. But good on you. Good on you for making it out.
I don't know what came over me, but that was my first instinct, and it worked.
Well, good job. I don't even have like a story to tell. These moments come to me dime a dozen. Someone once asked me had I been blackout drunk before. I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, when? I was like, if I knew, then was I really blackout drunk? Like, come on now. There are big black blotches in my calendar of my life that people say, remember that day we did something? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what happened after that? No clue.
I'm like, that's a blank.
Physically there. Yeah, but that's it. So, funny that Nibbles is having one of those moments, and we really don't see Nibbles again throughout she will go to bed, and I don't think we have another Nibbles quote until the clock ceremony.
Yeah, and she looked a little rough in that ceremony too. So yeah, I don't know if it was that same day and later, or if it was the actual next day, but she still looked a little rough.
Yeah, so the women are parading around. They're I don't know. A part of me kind of was like, dang, like these dudes are just standing there being rich, and these women are literally doing cartwheels. Like I looked up and Crazy did a cartwheel. I said, Lord, Crazy, stand up.
Now, not gonna lie, I am one of those girlies. I'm surprised that I haven't made you do cartwhells yet. I guess I haven't been
made me do cartwheels.
Because
what makes you think my body can move like that?
I sometimes when I get a little tipsy, I feel the need to teach men how to do cartwheels. And so, because like I used to teach like young kids gymnastics and young kids ballet, like when I was super young. So I feel like I can teach somebody how to do a cartwheel. And so I definitely have taught many a men how to do a cartwheel in my lifetime. So I am, maybe because we're never like by grass or by like, maybe I'll do it in bars before, but mostly it's if we're like outside or on like a sidewalk or something like that. Yeah, a cartwheel might happen, but not with you.
Get me out the hospital. Yeah, like what are you talking about? Nobody doesn't move like that. This cart don't wheel.
So you've never done a cartwheel?
Not in my adult life, you know. Like when I was
but you've done it in your lifetime.
Yeah, when I was a young child, you know, I took a tumbling class or two. But
did he somersault?
I can do a hood backflip. You know, not the messy ones. You know that you can do off a pool or off a lifted like a raised area onto the ground. I used to do that. Not even
you wouldn't try.
What? Who's gonna get me out the hospital? So 3 6 Mafia has an issue. Flav comes down and they're like, wait, hold on. Thundercats in the chat said, I'll be in a wheel cart before I do a cartwheel. Shout out to Thundercats. When we see Thundercats, I was like, Thundercats, why are you on a cane? Why do you have a cane? Shout out to all the listeners who we saw in New York recently. That was very fun.
Oh my God. Okay, I need to be better like you because you take a photo with everybody and I take a photo with nobody. I think the only person I got a photo with was you and baby Andy.
Yeah, I rarely get pictures with these Survivor players, but I'll go out of my way to get pictures with people who tell me they listen to Recap Kickback. Like, oh, you like this podcast specifically? Take a picture with me. So yeah, shout out to everybody. So okay, Flav comes down and 3 6 Mafia has an issue. They say, I don't know about crazy. Don Juan is saying, I don't know about crazy. So 3 6 Mafia goes and asks her, why are you here for Flav? And she's like, because he's a down, cool ass person. He's just like a real down to earth guy. Like he has, like I could just see it in his eyes that, you know, just, you know, there's just something in him that like I knew, I know that like he's a good guy. And they're pushing back. They were actually pushing back a little bit much for my liking. They were like, I mean, so he's down to earth. That's why you like him. There's plenty of down to earth people. Like, why him specifically? You don't know nothing about him. And then they even ask her to sing one of his songs. Now, this is where it gets good. She says, I know his music, right? Help me out, Delicious. And Delicious just kind of like, whoop, leaves her hanging. And she has to admit that she does not know any of Flavor Flav's music.
Now, we were talking about homework and liking people doing their homework. Why on earth would Crazy not do her homework here? It's not that difficult to have an idea. Like, what music is she listening to not have heard at least one song to be able to pull out in this kind of situation? If she's seen season 1, she knows who she's coming on the show for. She's had enough prep time just to pull off this whole facade. So I think it's a little lazy that she doesn't know one song that she can pull from.
It's lazy and it's also unnecessary. She doesn't have to say she knows his music. He brought Pumpkin all the way to the final 3 knowing she didn't know anything about him. He was fine. He was like, all right. She never lied and said she did know anything about him. She was very upfront about it. There were plenty of people who have, to this point, said, I don't know his music, but I'm here because he seems like a nice guy, or I watched season 1, whatever the case may be. So she does not have to tell this lie. But
actually, and that also, like, she could have said that to them, being like,
yeah,
like I'm here for him as the person. Like, I'm not here for what his success. Like, I just want to get to know him, and I'm liking the person who he is, aside from his career.
She has so much data to pull from too. She just watched season 1. So she could be like, I saw how he treated the other women, and I like that. I wanted that. The dates that they went on, I saw the way he cared about his mom. I saw the way, you know, we just watched this. So we too have the data. We know he likes elderly folks. We know he likes kids. We know he wants to have a bunch of kids. We know about his mom. We know, you know, what he like. We know his dislikes. We know. She was just like, I like his music. Like, lady, that's a
like,
lie.
I love Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he does too.
Exactly. You got so much data. And so, of course, she lies. Now Flavor Flav's songs, I would say he's a hype man. So
Right.
I wouldn't expect a lot of people to be able to sing Flavor Flav's music, but like Fight the Power is like a very specific song by Public Enemy that like if she had said, I like Fight the Power, I don't know the words, but I like when I hear it. You know, like I think she's just good. But she couldn't even name anything. She just kind of fumbled. I do think I'm kind of with Honey Kid List in the chat. They were kind of pressuring her, right? Like I don't think anybody else got that kind of, and maybe she's the only one who lied and said that she was down or whatever for the music, but nobody else kind of got that much pressure on her by any of these extra people.
But I wonder if they're also kind of dogging Flava Flav a little bit, being like, what's this fine ass woman want to do with Flava Flav? You know, like I think that they might be like, what does he have that we don't have? Could also be a little bit why they were kind of going hard on her. Not that the other women aren't all beautiful, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, what are you doing here though? Like you're not black, like you don't know his music, like why are you with Flava Flav? And so it could be a little bit of jealousy as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, between the two of us, we question all of these women. Like, what do you see in this man? Not to say that he's not a handsome gentleman, but he's roughly 20 years older than many of you. And, you know, he's a very specific type. He's not a big, tall, strong, muscular guy, you know? So it's like, are you physically attracted to him? Is that this is your type? Or you like older guys, you know? So, like, it's a fair question to be like, are you here for Flavor Flav specifically? I think Flav even asked those questions. We see him ask that question a million times. The first thing he'll ask a woman is, can you see yourself physically attracted to me? You know, we saw him ask Crazy that. We saw him ask Tiger that. Like, he never stutters. You know, he doesn't just assume these people are all attracted to him. So I think those are fair lines of question. I just don't think she had a good answer.
Yeah, it's weak sauce.
Yeah.
She might not win now.
He's down to earth is like just a flop of an answer. It really is. Like, oh, he's down to earth. Like, girl, shut up. But
he's so not down to earth.
Right. He's like he's not. Like,
he's like on another planet. Like
right. This man is like aloof and also a millionaire. Like what are you talking about? Like there's nothing like
and like he's not subtle. Like his outfits are like very huge clocks. That's not
he's in a limo.
Down to earth guy. Like
right. We're in a mansion right now. What earth? You know? So Bishop Don Juan tells Flav, like, I think she's acting like a phony. And so this is disappointing to Crazy, of course. She's like, I wasn't expected to get backed into the corner like this, you know? And she has an issue with Delicious. She said, oh, okay, I see you playing the game. She said this at the pool party. And Delicious immediately is like, hold on, pause. Everybody stop. Like that, I think one of the rappers, I can't remember which one, was like trying to dance on them, and Delicious like, yeah, we'll get to you in a second. And why? My fault. What did you think about this altercation between Delicious and Crazy that's been brewing for a little bit?
Well, I think that Crazy hasn't really got the memo that Delicious is done with her. So, right. Like, if they were still friends like they were on day 1 and day 2, like her coming in and like helping her, and they're doing kind of like a little like, yeah, like we kind of do this together. Like, I think that they thought that they were best. She still thinks that they're besties. And so I think this was the first time that Crazy realized that Delicious isn't out to help her in this game, in this dating show. I think she just realized it then. So
yeah, Delicious is like, this is a competition, you know? So what's up? And when the guys go and throw Crazy under the bus, Delicious is right there too. And she mad at me because she don't know none of your music. And I didn't tell her to lie. Like Delicious right there just burying Crazy.
Poor Crazy. Crazy. Like I like her. I think she's sweet, but she might not be too bright.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably safe to say. I won't say that she's like, I think that she's not socially aware of what's going on here, right? Like, this is not like all of us homegirls sitting around waiting on him to pick. This is a competition, and these people have no reason to do you any favors. Now, maybe she is the type of woman to do that for other people, but you cannot go into something like this. Like, she's completely, if anything, she's naive to think that she could come in, just be pretty and lie about knowing the show, and then no one's going to call her on it. But then also that the people are going to have her back when she gets caught in lies like this. Like, no one's going to have your back.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Naive. Okay, fine. She's not dumb, just naive.
She might be dumb. She might be dumb. I said, minimum, she's naive. You know what I'm saying? So Flav ends up taking the guys in, asking about the women, and they give the quick rundown. The boys do not think that Crazy was there for Flav. They say Delicious has a big fat ass. Beautiful has a great future behind her. I love that one. And Lloyd Banks said Buck Wild is rehearsed. She raps everything. Boots is Miss New Booty, and they like that a lot. They say she's down for Flav. She'd fight for him, but that's like a best friend type vibe. But they, even though they connect, kind of like more like friends, like on a mental basis. So that's his rundown. What do you think about their critiques?
I thought they're pretty fair. You know, I think like that is the most accurate. You know, that she's fun. She is all about Flav, but she is the friend. She friend zones herself by not necessarily wanting to compete with the other women. So like you were suggesting, she goes in and puts on a bathing suit, but like she doesn't do that. She goes into the pool fully clothed. That's more of like a bro thing than like a girly thing. And you know, we would love to think that everybody's equal and all that stuff, but there is polarity that needs to kind of be acknowledged. And if she did a little bit more feminine things, she might have a different response from Flav. So I do see her as being definitely friend zoned. She's probably friend zoned quite often, but she's being in her masculine energy as opposed to being in her feminine side. Even though she has all that body, she doesn't really use it in a feminine way.
So like that has other issues to handle as well. She goes to Buck Wild again. Oh, and like, I got some questions for you. Buck Wild's like, I already had this discussion with you. So this is when she goes into her long explanation about code switching. She says, when I talk to like that, I talk to you more like you. When I talk to someone who is Spanish, I'm going to talk a little bit more Spanish. And this is where that's where my eyebrow goes. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Are you going to start speaking Spanglish just because?
She's going to be like Hilaria Baldwin. Really how she fakes that she's from Spain? Like,
that's what she just like, I'm going to speak a little bit more Spanish. She said, if I talk to a British person, I'm going to speak a little bit more British. And I talk to people from Afghanistan at my job all the time. So sometimes I talk like them. I was like, what does that mean?
I need to hear her with all these different accents. Like, is it an accent?
If she does an accent in front of somebody who was like if she's from Afghanistan, I just feel like Lord, you know, like what? Like,
are you
arrest this woman? Arrest her.
She's gonna get in trouble. Like someone is gonna be offended eventually, which is kind of like that is offended, I would say. So some other people might be even more offended by her, like imitating their accents.
Yeah, for sure. People are chatting wild. Like, y'all are crazy. The interaction moves Buck Wild to tears. She does not like this at all. She said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And when she's up crying, the other women are like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? And like that's like, I don't know. What happened to you, girls? Like that, you know exactly what happened. So Buck Wild is in full tears now. I understand what. And she's telling us she doesn't see herself as a color. She's here to date Flavor Flav, and he's pretty much the blackest man in the universe with the exception of his gold teeth. Her words, not mine.
Her words. And she's like, I'm not a racist. And then she says that. I'm like, I don't know what you are, but like, I'm not sure. Like, what?
She's crying, and you know I love to flag up some white woman tears. But somehow, like that, after calling out Buck Wild for being offensive to her, is now spending her time comforting Buck Wild. She so much to where she has to cuddle with her to make her feel good about this.
They look pretty cozy, and I was like, is there going to be a little bit of like a little lesbian action here? Like, I don't know. I just was like, they were very, very snuggly.
It's fascinating to me how the argument is, the thing you're doing is making me uncomfortable because I don't think it's authentic. And like that, I think it's valid in saying that. And Buck Wild takes from that, you think I'm a racist, I need to quit the game. So she's packing her stuff. And now like that is begging her, the woman who she just feels microaggressed by, to stay to the point where she has to now cuddle with her to comfort her all night.
Is it the fear of people thinking that she bullied bullied a white woman?
I think so. I think part of it. I
Right?
think part of it is. I think that, or she just didn't want to feel like, because like that seems like a very nice person. When Nibbles is throwing up, like that's right there, helping her out. I think that like that is like, I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here to get to the bottom of what the hell is happening. Like I don't want to make you quit, but I think we should be able to have this conversation.
But okay, so if we learned anything from what's Drunky's name?
Toasty.
Toasty, like packing up and leaving when she was lying, when she was a liar. So I'm wondering if we kind of have a little hot button here and there's something lying going on with Buckwild.
My girl like that calls it out. She says, the only reason why you would want to leave is if you're really a racist. So you stay here and prove that you're not.
And those are 2 words.
I mean, she was making points. So the next day, Flav has to make time for the girls he has not spent much time with. And he goes immediately to Bucky. And I was like, I don't think Bucky's had enough time. Like Bucky's had some time. It's been a few days for sure. But I would argue that he's had less time with like Beautiful.
Yeah, I saw Beautiful at one point somewhere. And I was like, who is that? She's really pretty. But like, I couldn't even remember their name. And I was like, who's that pretty girl? Oh, it actually hasn't happened yet. No, it hasn't happened yet. Where I was like, who's that girl? But yeah, she definitely hasn't had that much time with him. She'll get some soon, though.
Oh yeah, what in front of everybody? So Bucky finds her way in the bed with Flav, and like that sees and it's like, what? Why do I end up outside the room? She's like, I got some sexy clothes. I could have hopped in the bed. What's good? And so. Yeah, Bucky and Flav have some sweet moments together. They're doing some kissing, and Bucky is really good with this. She's just like, what'd she say? She could tell that he's feeling her more, and she's finally happy that they made the connection that she knew they had. It's her, it's him. They're together. We're happy. That's what she says. What do you think about Bucky now after this moment?
I think she went up in the rankings. Like she's always sitting like high middle. But like I think she's probably third now. I still think that maybe actually even second. But I think Crazy's still up there. I think Delicious is still up there. But I think that Bucky's kind of risen the ranks here a little bit too.
Boots says, "I'm sick and tired of Crazy. I have to let her know that she's a fake ass bitch to her face." So what does Boots do? She goes to her face and she confronts Crazy and said, "Why are you here?" And Crazy, of course, like, "Oh, I think he's a down to earth. He's a really good guy." And Boots is not having it. She's like, "I think it's fake. I think you fake because you lied about that music." And I think at one point she even tells her, "Flav is none of your business." I thought that was like the coldest thing to tell somebody in the competition. Like, this has nothing to do with you. You can leave.
I think though, yeah, she definitely ate her up, but I do think she's feeling threatened by Crazy for whatever reason. I don't know why she's needing to go in on her. Obviously it's entertaining, so like do it for the plot. But like she doesn't really need to, right? Like Flavo's already kind of into her. But yeah, who am I to say stop somebody from speaking their truth?
Well, to your point, Crazy, we've talked about this before. She feels like a front runner throughout. And she's kind of exposed her weakness. And if anybody's going to poke and prod at your weakness, it's Boots. And so Boots is full on. She's at Crazy's throat. Now, Crazy does fight back. She's like, "You was bent over in front of his homies." And Boots like, "I sure the fuck did." And Crazy gets caught out for being fake some more. They go up the stairs. Flav comes out. They're still like going at it. I think Boots says that Crazy got called out for being fake, and Crazy said Boots should have got called out for being a slut. And so long that the other women in the house come and just sit next to Flav and watch the fight. No one's saying anything, no one's interjecting. It's just Crazy and it's Boots. And Flav says that if you argue with Boots, she will back you into a corner.
100%. And you know what it reminds me of? You're watching this season of The Challenge and how America
Mhm.
is so excited by watching all these fights happening live. Like,
Right in
oh
front
my
of us.
God.
Yeah.
So I think that was what's happening here. Like, oh my God, we're getting an epic fight happening like live in front of our eyes. Like, let's literally get the popcorn out and let's watch these two go at it. I would have been thoroughly entertained by watching this fight. Would you stop it? Would you stop the
No,
fight?
what? Absolutely not. Let these people
You're
cook.
a pacifist. You're a pacifist.
I wouldn't say I'm a pacifist. I like drama. It's just I don't want to be in it. Like y'all do y'all thing. Let where the popcorn. Like you said, grab my popcorn. Let me, I'm gonna watch every time. Especially this type of fight, right? They're just yelling at each other obscenities. They're not gonna do anything to each other. I mean, there's definitely a moment where Boots is like, "Make me shut up. I wish you would make me shut up." I'm like, crazy. You have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever right now. Spit on her. No, I'm joking. Oh,
no, she can.
But wouldn't it be so funny? So anyway,
and she said though, like, don't make me have to go all pumpkin up on your ass or something like that. Like,
yeah. So there's more of crazy screaming about seeing Boots' coochie and Boots trying to tell her like, no, you saw my shorts, and then she says you a nasty ass, dumb ass, fake ass bitch. Even Flav was like, poor crazy. And Flav tells Boots, like, hey, whatever y'all say between y'all is not going to affect my opinion of either one of you. Like that's not going to make my decision or for me. But I do like the energy you had. So let's go on a date. I was like, wow.
Because like, I guess to me, I would be like, this is not a bad look for either of you to be fighting, but he's just like, he loves it. He just loves anybody fighting over him and standing their ground.
I think so. I think it was a fight about him. I think that's why he liked it. He's like, you're not here for me, and this person is willing to go to bat for me. There's one point where she even asked Crazy, like, you don't even know what his mama calls him. And Crazy didn't know. Again, you didn't do no research. And so you didn't watch no interviews after the season or nothing, girl. What? And so, I think it was attractive to him. And so he takes Boots out. They jump in the pool. She does the world's worst dive. And then of course,
sorry, we have to go back on that. They rewound it. We're going to rewind that as well.
Worst dive ever.
It wasn't even a dive. It was kind of like a belly flop mid-run. Like, I don't.
She should have ran into the water. Basically.
But it's still a belly flop. But like her arms are out, like it's a dive or like Superman. I don't know. Why wouldn't she just jump in normally? Why would she try to do something that she's never done before? Because you know that hurts, right? That doesn't feel good. Clearly, she doesn't know how to swim, or she would have had a better entry into the water. So she probably got water up her nose. She probably hurt, and then she's gonna come up like drenched rat, like what is she doing? Like, yeah, it was really embarrassing. And then they just cut to them like cuddling in the water, and so like I would have loved to see the aftermath of that jump, that dive, that flop.
There's a middle ground, right? You have Like That, who did an amazing dive. Like the dive was good, but she was fully dressed. And then you have Boots, who had an awful dive, but she was in the bathing suit. If you combine these powers, then like I think you have a moment. Or you just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to, right? You ain't been diving, so just get in the water all dainty. Like New York ain't diving in no pool.
No, and like just be like, I don't want to get my hair wet, and like, you'd understand.
Like, and she does get her hair wet. She talks about how her weave looks busted now, but she still looks cute regardless. I mean, it happens.
Just don't get your hair wet. Like that's always the best excuse for like a black woman in water. Like,
and he a black man, he would know that excuse. He'd be like, all right, bet. Like you're not gonna argue too much about it, right?
Exactly.
Crazy, on the other hand, to bounce back from her argument with Boots, she has found Nibbles' book of inspirational quotes. And so she's trying to drown out the sound of Flav and Boots having an amazing date at her expense by reading inspirational quotes. I
was trying to see if I could see the author, but could you see it ever or no?
I don't even remember what the name of the book was. Like I couldn't see. Nibbles said the name of the book, but I didn't care to like investigate. because she was telling her like it's not really a book you can sit down and read. It's more like excerpts, stuff that you can take, and use, or reference is what she was calling it. So who knows? Before the elimination, Like Dat goes to visit Flav while he's making a little music. She tells Flav, "Don't keep me out of your bed. I don't care. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no, of the rollover." She says, because she's a bigger girl, and she says, "I also have some outfits that I can wear. This is part 1. I'll show you, and then when we get to part 2, I'll show you what they look like on me." So she goes. She gets this leopard thing. She gets a blue one. She has like more like mesh kind of see-through one. And she's really putting it out there like, hey, I am sexy as well. I too can do the same things that these other women do. Give me a chance. But Flav is clearly intimidated by her size. He says like her thigh is bigger than both his thighs combined.
What I didn't like is that because he was part of the selection process in the casting, if he's not into big girls, why did he cast a big girl? And I feel like it was a little bit just to be making fun of her, because when they were hugging and stuff like that, he's making faces to the camera and just not being interested in her at all. We all know that he's going to be sending her out next, most likely. And so I don't know. I don't know if I loved the bit of making fun of the big girl that you're not attracted to when you invited her to be on the show, which you would think means that you're slightly attracted to her.
Agreed. Remember, Flav looked at the audition tapes himself this time. And so he handpicked these women. And don't get me wrong, Like Dat has an incredible personality. And I'm sure that like it helps in getting her on the show. But at the same time, if you're not physically attracted to somebody, don't waste their time, And so we'll get to that when it comes to the elimination. So at the clock ceremony, Like Dat, she's ready. She said, if I could just get to chapter 2, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Crazy is nervous because she knows she screwed up. And Nibbles is nervous because we haven't seen her since she's been going up in the toilet. So with the first clock, Flav says, "I like a strong woman." And he likes the way she talked to Crazy. And so he gives Boots the first clock over Crazy. I love it.
I knew it. I knew that it was happening. I was trying to guess the order. I did say Boots was going to be out in front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like she took down the front runner, right? Like it's like Crazy was number 1. And so she met her match. And now like you got to beat the best to be the best. It feels like Boots kind of leveled her a little bit.
I just wonder if Crazy's got it in her to retaliate. Like, I wonder if she's going to be like, I want my top spot back.
Ooh, and what is she going to do to get it? So Crazy gets the second clock. And Boots, of course, tells us in confessional that she's a lying-ass, dumb-ass bitch, and I'm tired of her. Bucky gets clock number 3. And then it's time to get Buck Wild, dog.
Clock number 4.
Clock number 4.
Like, is he into that?
Into it enough to be at clock number 4, I guess.
I think actually he knows the assignment. We're trying to get to the hometowns.
We got to get the mama family. Here. We got to get Mama Buck Wild here. Yeah, we got to.
If the mom is like her, I will die laughing.
It's Mom Wild. Delicious gets the 4th clock. She says, "Thanks, Daddy." Leaving beautiful Nibbles and Like Dat. And Beautiful is disgusted. She's like, "What is happening? Why am I here with them? I know he ain't gonna pick one of these hoes over me." And then he gives the clock to Nibbles. Were you surprised?
Well, I wasn't surprised because remember I was saying when they were all sitting against the wall watching the fight, I was like, "Oh, who's that pretty girl? I couldn't remember her name." And then we saw her in that part, and oh, Beautiful. All right, I forgot about Beautiful. Because I'd forgotten about her, like that made me think like, oh, like yeah, she's probably going to be in the bottom here because she's not like a front runner at this point, even though she's really pretty. So I wasn't surprised by it, but I didn't think she was going home.
The only parallel I can think of for Beautiful is Hoops, and that like Hoops is very pretty, but she didn't have a lot of screen time in those first few episodes. But you could tell that he was down for Hoops regardless. Like it was like he's attracted to her. Like she's not going anywhere anytime soon. To me, Boots is kind of in that same mode of like, I'm not Boots. Beautiful is in that same mode of like they don't have to talk a lot because as long as she looks like her, she ain't going nowhere.
So like, good.
You don't need a reason. Yeah. That brings us to our elimination here. We lose Like Dat, and a lot of the women are sad to see her go. Crazy and Nibbles both have been like, no, like Dad has looked out for us. She's like the mom of the house, tough go for her. But Flav can't keep her around. He says she's like one of the homies.
And that's true. And so if she maybe had brought out those outfits like sooner,
Earlier.
maybe and wore them, and if that was who she was, like if she was a little bit more, but like he wants a sexy woman, that's kind of what he presents as liking. And so if she maybe presented that way, like that, if that's who she was, maybe she would have had a better chance. But she kind of acts like one of the guys, and unfortunately Flav's not really attracted to one of the guys.
Yeah, no, he says they like homies, and so she's got to go. Buck Wild is not sad to see her go. She said she's been picking on me, so she can go. But Flav still has to give a clock to Beautiful. And Chantele, this is they're just like eating each other's faces in front of each other.
It was really surprising. Was he just testing her to see like what she would do in that situation? To see,
I don't know if you could test somebody like that. That's a hell of a game of chicken to be like, I'm about to put my tongue down your throat.
Well, like if she pulled away, like remember how Tiger did that? She pulled away and like he kind of felt the type of way about it. Well, Beautiful did not pull away.
No. She didn't
yeah, she was into it. So maybe she's gonna rise up in the rankings now that they've crossed this little barrier.
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was like even Buck Wild was like,
yeah.
needs to put in a quarter to be watching this.
I think Bucky said, "What the hell?"
It would have been really uncomfortable to be watching. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's just giving it out. Okay, so Flav puts them in line. Chantele, did you see what was about to happen next? Did you see this coming?
No.
What was your reaction to seeing Flav bring in one last guest, Tiffany New York Pollard?
Well, obviously I wasn't surprised at this episode because I thought that the episode was done. So I was like, okay, it's done. I was very surprised that she tongued him down, tongued her down, whatever, as well. And I was like, did he put any mints or like brush his teeth between Beautiful and New York? Like,
Absolutely not.
What's the time difference?
A little champagne, washed it down, and that was it.
But I definitely loved her coming in, and all the girls are like faking barfing and like, oh my god, and they're so extra. And I love how extra they're gonna be because they are not gonna be easy to get along with Miss New York. So it'll be fun.
I want to pinpoint the reputation that New York has. Now, coming off of season 1, remember I was telling you, like, no, people were not rooting for New York. People were not rooting for New York. These women's reactions is exactly that, like that feeling, right? Is that New York came back, and it's not a good thing for these women. They're like, we don't want her around. She's awful, basically, in comparison. Like, even though, like, most people sided with New York over Pumpkin, probably long term, at the reunion special we watched, the women were siding with Pumpkin. They were like, nah, whatever, we don't like her. So when New York comes in now, Flav is brought in. This is Brigitte Nielsen all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bringing in Gita, to help out Foofy. And and he says that she's going to be sticking around to help out with the next elimination. Now, Chantele, earlier you were saying she knows how to get to the end and all that stuff. Do you think that this is her avenue to get back in the game?
I very well think that she could enter the game. Now, how many times have we seen on reality TV shows in later seasons where the coaches, they become players, where the, team captains, they're playing the game now. Like, so it's not unusual to me to see somebody that's supposed to just be there to coach ends up in the game. And so, yes, I can see her giving advice to Flav about all these women. I can see it just being complete like that. But why would they not want her to have her for the second half of the season, right? Like, I could just see them being like, you give us all this information, and then she's like, I'm still into you, Flav. I want to be here for you. And then he'd be like, well, then you're in. And so I can see her staying as well.
You think if she wants it, he's folded every time?
If she wants back in, I think so.
New York goes on to be a very iconic television character due to her time on Flavor of Love season 1 for sure. And nowadays you definitely don't say good like hello, like you don't say goodbye to New York if you can avoid it, right? Like if New York can be like, we seen her on House of Villains. What, this is the 3rd time that she's going to be on House of Villains, a show where everybody else gets rotated and she just gets to stay. So I mean, it would make sense for New York today, but we'll have to talk about if it makes sense for New York back 20 years ago when we talk about the next episode of Flavor of Love season 2 episode 6. Lacey Mack says next episode is the best, and so I'm very excited to see, but I gotta get some predictions for you. Who do you think is going home next episode? Mind you, New York is in the building, and she might have some say so in this. So who do you think either Flav is sick of, or is at the bottom of the pyramid, or even better, who do you think New York would target if she could get somebody out?
Well, the fact that Delicious fakes barfing, I think that she's going to have a problem with New York. So it's right off the top of mind here from what I remember seeing. I think her reaction was so, unless she decides to go and be a little bit of a kiss ass. But no, I think right now maybe Delicious. Who else might she be intimidated by? Or like they might. Boots and her might fight. Boots and her might fight. So right now I'd say Boots and Delicious. Those are my two people that I don't know if they're going to be eliminated. It might be a non-elimination round. It might be just like something super chaotic. Nobody goes home. New York stays, or maybe New York takes somebody's place, being like, I don't think she deserves to be here. I should be here instead, Flav. Put me in, coach. Like, I don't know. Maybe that will happen. So if she's trading spots with somebody, ooh, who would she trade with?
Or just who do you think is going home? Just like in a general sense. Maybe New York. Let's say New York has no say so at all. Flav's like, I'm gonna make the decision. Who do you think Flav's most likely to eliminate?
Delicious was 4th, right?
No, Buck Wild was 4th. I believe Delicious was after her. Delicious.
Yeah, so I think Delicious might be maybe just because of where she was in that last round. I think that the kiss might have sealed something with Beautiful, and so she's at the bottom right now. So Delicious might need to be worried.
Okay, well, we will find out who else needs to be worried as we continue watching Flavor of Love season 2. This has been so much fun. Thank you again to the chat. I see you in there, HLG Wolf on Twitch, RHAP fan on Twitch. Thank you to all our YouTube subscribers as well. If you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, what are you doing? recapkickback.com/subscribe or youtube.com/@recapkickback to watch us here live. Chantele, tell everybody where they can find you, what you got going on.
At Fran on Instagram, and Reality Realness with 3 S's on YouTube, talking about The Challenge season 41. Of course, I haven't started yet, but I will be covering The Traitors Canada season 3 with some of our buddies on it. So we got Omar, we got Kevin Jacobs. She's not a buddy of mine yet, but Venus is also on it. But we know who she is. Obviously, we might have met her last year sometime or the year before
in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. And then a friend of mine's brother is also on this season. So it should be kind of fun. And it's the first episode delivered. So let's cover that and join me on that stream.
All right. And then as far as I'm concerned, all of my content is right here on Recap Kickback. You can catch me talking about the Flavor of Love every week, obviously, but then also talking about Abbott Elementary with Gia. The newest season is upon us, and Gia and I every other week are talking about 2 episodes of Abbott Elementary. That we should have that podcast up for you ASAP. And then I have a special presentation from me and Mari. We're talking about Interview with the Vampire, 2 episodes at a time, just to prepare for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire. So if you like that show, you can find that here on our YouTube channel. And then finally, I watched The Wire, and I talked about it with James Jones from Survivor 43. And so we recorded that podcast, and it will be going up soon. And so stay tuned for all of that and more. If you want to hear our takes on The Wire and all these other things that we're talking about, make sure you check it out here on recapkickback.com. But that's it. I will catch you all next time. Peace. I've been trapped behind Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking at
mean it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.